I'm Ravi, and you're watching Goals Driven Life YouTube channel. My favorite author, James Clear, from the very popular book Atomic Habits, shared something very insightful on Twitter some time back. He said, your actions are a consequence of your thoughts. Your thoughts are a consequence of what you consume. And in the modern age, what you consume is largely a consequence of how you select and refine your social media feed. So choose better inputs, get better outputs. Quite thoughtful, isn't it? Each of us is a product of our environments, both internal environments and external environments. Internal is how and what you think, what quality of conversations do you have with yourself. External is what you see, what you consume, with whom you spend time with, what you read, and so on. Till a couple of years ago, a lot of my energy was spent in ranting on social media, mostly about things that are not right around me, especially politics. I would share my disagreements, I would share my rants, I would share how bad the governing party is and how great the party I supported was. People who know me for a while on social media know how angry I would be and how I would fill their social media feed with my rants. However, there came a time where I decided that never again anyone else's social media feed will be sullied by my negativity. I decided that if anyone ever sees or hears anything remotely connected to me, it should be positive and refreshing and energizing. Since then, no matter what internal state I am in, I try to promote positivity. Because the world needs positivity and hope. Humanity thrives on positivity and hope. One of the influencer on Twitter whom I follow, his name is Ed Latimore, shared something very fitting to this topic. He said, promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. It just made so much sense. I have been sticking to that idea for some time now. Let's talk about the topic that has gripped the entire world, Corona. My timeline is full of Corona updates, mostly out of panic, and it makes me wonder which of the two is more viral. The virus is more viral, or the news about the virus that is more viral. See, it's important to stay informed on what is going on. I'm not saying stay away from the news. Quite honestly, I spent a lot of time on the internet last few days reading articles about from various sources, especially since Germany and the neighboring Italy where I live is hit so hard. So I googled coronavirus America, coronavirus Germany, coronavirus India, corona China, lockdown, recession, stock markets, and you name it, and I was looking it up. And it all started as just a search for information. But you know what happened? After consuming terrifying headlines after terrifying headlines, I started to feel myself become worried. It felt like the whole world was literally going to explode, and I had the front seat to view it all. But then here's what I remembered: media outlets need your clicks, they need your fear. It's part of their business model. Those scary headlines might have some truth to them, but do not for 1 second believe that they haven't been optimized to make you worried that you have to keep reading more and more articles and share with others. So, my advice, and that's what I did today, to not worry so much about all this is to consume less content. I'm fighting my urge to look at online news outlets or even my feed. I promise you, you will feel less panicked if you avoid the clickbait. Yes, Corona is contagious, but so are you. When you share panic and fear, you are contagious. When you share hatred, you are contagious. When you complain, you are contagious. When you are trolling, you are contagious. But you are equally contagious when you are encouraging. You are as contagious when you are sharing goodness and hope. You need to decide what kind of contagion you need to be. In my Kerala retreat that we ended in February, I shared my participants about something called the heliotropic effect. Now, the heliotropic effect states that all living beings turn naturally towards the sun or wherever light is available. Positive energy or light causes growth and thriving. That's the law of nature. How many of you know about Viktor Frankl? Victor wrote a very influential book, Man's Search for Meaning, which each of you should read. It's a must read for all of you. Victor was confined to a German concentration camp, and all the people around him were dying because they had given up hope. They had resigned to their fate and doomsday. Victor, on the other hand, clung to that little ray of hope that said he will survive. He imagined the day he would survive the concentration camp and teach the lessons of survival to the world. And that he did. He survived and eventually went on to write Man's Search for Meaning. There is a lesson to learn here. When the world around you is panicking and talking of doomsday and hopelessness, are you talking about positivity and hope? When there's darkness around, are you being the light? Embrace this attitude from here on and never ever be a channel or a vehicle of negativity and hopelessness. Never ever share a news which is not positive, and just reflect a bit before sharing it. Does it make the world a better place just by sharing it, or are you adding to the problem? And once you carry that attitude, you will soon see the heliotropic effect getting activated and people getting drawn to you. So be contagious, of course, but infect them with your virus, the virus of positivity and hope, so that they in turn go and infect others, and others infect the rest of the world. Why should Corona alone have all the fun? Thank you.